Have Puerto Rican diasporas assimilated into the U.S.? You cannot live a life that is lukewarm. You've got to live a life of commitment and passion. A passionate life. And by passion, I mean passion in that sense. The passion of doing, producing, thinking, and dealing with making the world a better place. Doctora Antonia Pantoja. By the late 1800s, the Supreme Court of the United States declared the regulation of immigration a federal responsibility. Thus, Congress began to pass immigration legislation that controlled the establishment of migrants, who were required to go through a process of Americanization. From 1915 to 1921, the Commission on Immigration and Housing directed efforts to teach English to immigrants on U.S. soil to facilitate their learning of American customs. The U.S. also implemented this program overseas in their newly acquired territories like Puerto Rico, where colonial officials established English as the language of instruction in the public school system. The obligatory uses of English did not have the success that the U.S. colonial government had envisioned. Intellectuals and political activists started to develop their own ideas about Puerto Rican culture and resisted the imposition of American values. When the first big group of Puerto Ricanos arrived in New York City in the late 1940s and 1950s, they continued having difficulties assimilating into American culture and thriving in the American school system due to schools' disregard for their learning needs. Many young Puerto Ricanos faced language barriers, prejudices, and obstacles keeping both their coursework and households afloat. Frustrated by the lack of accessibility and resources for their children and their families, community leaders such as Doctora Antonia Pantoja challenged the established system by encouraging young people to fight for the acknowledgement and appreciation of their own language and culture. Community-based programs such as Aspira encouraged aspirantes to take on leadership roles and pursue higher education and career opportunities to give back to their communities. As an organization, Aspira expanded to serve the Puerto Rican community and other Hispanic communities in New York City and created new affiliates in Connecticut, Florida, Delaware, North Carolina, and Puerto Rico. Aspira, the Puerto Rican Forum, and the Hispanic Young Adult Association, later known as the Puerto Rican Association for Community Affairs, were some of the many community-based projects founded by Doctora Antonia Pantoja. As a Nuyorican educator and social worker, Doctora Pantoja dedicated her life to founding programs focused on education and economic self-sufficiency, motivating communities to strive and reach their full potential. The Puerto Rican diaspora was among the first migrant groups to fight for their right to learn their own language and history, as well as English and American customs. Their legislative and educational efforts succeeded in integrating them as a distinct and valuable culture, which ultimately contributed to the enrichment of American society. Somehow, I learned that I belonged with my people and that I had a responsibility to contribute to them. I will participate in changing the situations of injustice and inequality that I encounter as they deny people their rights and destroy their potential. Doctora Antonia Pantoja.